Welcome to Motherhood in ADHD. I'm your friend, Patricia Sen. My mission is to be a lighthouse for mothers with ADHD, helping you find your path to success by learning to appreciate your ADHD as an asset. I'm seeking to change the paradigm that ADHD means your life is doomed to be a hot mess. So I'm sharing strategies and encouraging you in your pursuit of happiness to love who you are every day of your ADHD life.
Hey there, successful mama. It's your friend Patricia. We are talking back to school. So you know me, I go looking around in Facebook groups for topics, and I saw this post by a mom asking for advice on what to do about this new teacher her child had. And another mom posts, well, don't tell them that there's anything going on with your kid. If it's a good teacher, then they'll know that something's going on, and then they'll reach out to you. But don't tell them otherwise, because then they're going to have this bad attitude. And if they're good, they'll figure it out on their own anyway. And I was just like, oh my goodness. What? That is terrible advice. Because here's the thing. If your kid is struggling, why are you dragging it out? What? That doesn't make any sense. Like, help a kid out. It is our job as mamas to advocate for our child in the best way possible. And throwing your kid to the wolves and hoping the teacher figures it out, dude, I understand. Like, if you have a good teacher, yeah, they're going to figure it out. But that teacher is trying to get to know 20, 30, 40 kids. If they're a high school teacher, 200, 250 kids, it's going to take them a minute to figure out who's who and who needs what. All that time that the teacher is assessing kids and your kid's struggling is wasted time. You're just using your kid as the guinea pig. That's just crazy talk. Instead, I'm going to tell you, as a former teacher, here's what I would love for parents to do if they have a kid who is struggling with something. And I was really debating on like whether this topic was valid because I try to focus more on moms. But here's the thing. Moms have kids. And so sometimes things are appearing to be not directly mom related and more kid related. But this is one way where, as a mom, you can really advocate for your child. So I want to talk about this because I think it's really important in having the skills to know how to advocate for your child who is struggling. Now, disclaimer, if you have a kid who does really well in school, this may not apply to you, but go ahead and have a listen if it strikes your fancy, or maybe one of your kids down the road will need it. Okay. So, little background, I am a former middle school teacher. I've actually taught from grades 4 all the way through 12. I've taught in public and private and seen the gamut. But if your child is struggling, I really want to encourage you to meet with your child's teacher in the first few weeks of school. Now, not the very first week of school because it's crazy. Everybody's just trying to like power through and get everything done. But like as soon as possible. This is not a lengthy meeting, like 10, maybe 20 minutes max. We're just setting the first foundational step in helping your child who is struggling have the best year possible. In this meeting, it's all about carrot, not the stick, showing that you're interested in having a good relationship with them, showing that you respect them as a professional, that you value them as a team member who is in it to help your child become the best person possible. We just want to build a little rapport, get to know them. That's a sales term for like not feeling like strangers, basically. People work better with people that they know. So don't be fake, like you don't actually care about them or not. Like just get to know their teaching style. Like ask them, how do they handle things? What are their rules? What are the things that they really push for? Like this isn't like a grilling session. This isn't the Great Inquisition. Just get an idea of what the playing field is, what is important to that teacher, if they have any pet peeves, if they are huge sticklers on homework may not be turned in late or something. Like just understand kind of where their personal style fits so that you know how to prepare your child. Tell them a little bit about your child, but like this isn't a complaining session. Don't whine about past teachers they've had or complain about all the things your kid is terrible at. Nobody likes a whiner. Just be objective and clear about like, this is what my kid struggles with. This is what he's good at. What does your child need to be successful? Anything that you found helpful in the past. that's really worked well for them? Any red flags that you want to know about right away? Like if they stop turning in assignments, please let me know ASAP. You're not here to tell the teacher how to do their job, but just kind of give them a little groundwork, like just how previously you were kind of getting to know them, like giving them just a little taste of what your child would do well with to help them set up for success. Then figure out their communication preference. Do they do better with email or phone calls? For my kids who would struggle a lot, the recommendation that I would always give their parents is email me on Thursday night and I'll shoot you a note back on Friday with how things went. Like I can't remember to keep track of every kid's special requests from their parents. Like it's a lot. But if you shoot me a note, I'll respond to you. Like that's the trigger to be like, hey, oh yeah, let me type up a couple sentences of like, this went well. Hey, they forgot to turn in an assignment or whatever, you need to know. Or they could just shoot a note that says, hey, everything was great this week, which is obviously the best note. You might want to specify, can you tell me like one highlight and one thing they need to work on? Just don't expect the teacher to go like crazy above and beyond. Like keep in mind that they have a lot of students, but like just set up some kind of like base groundwork of here's how we're going to know that things aren't going well before the doo-doo hits the fan, right? And then just emphasize how you guys are all members of the same team. Like everybody here is Team Michael. We're all working together to make him the most successful possible, and confirming with them that you want to work with them, you want to support them, ask if there's anything else that you should know or can help with. The whole point of the meeting is to give a little taste of how your child can be successful, and then getting a little feel for the teacher's way of doing things and having a plan in place on how you guys can communicate well to find the best way to have your child achieve success this school year. So mamas, if you have a kid who's struggling, I highly recommend this introductory meeting with the teacher. I know that the first couple weeks are super overwhelming, especially if you have a kiddo who is struggling, but know that your teacher is there to make your child the best person possible in the next few months that they are in that teacher's care. And they want to do a great job. That's why people become teachers, is to make our kids even more awesome. So know that you reaching out is such a great way to extend, I don't know if it's like an olive branch necessarily, but just that showing that you're supportive, that you respect them as a professional, and you value the education that they're getting. That teacher is going to know your kid better faster so that they can figure out how they, as the teacher, can work with your kid in the best way. So cheers, mama, to a successful school year, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to Motherhood and ADHD. For more resources, head over to our website, www.motherhoodandadhd.com.